Hello guys, today's video is Maths Literacy Paper 2 June exam. This is a grade 12 question paper. So guys, I need you to listen very carefully, and in order to benefit from this video, just try to pause the video and answer for yourself before you listen to the answers. And I would like to say, compared to paper 1, paper 2 is a bit difficult. So make sure you listen very carefully guys. And if you want to know how to pass paper 2 on how to study paper 2 or the scope of paper 2, you can just go to the description. There's a link there. You can just click that link and go and watch that video. So let's go. Question 1, 1.1. Mavis is traveling from Pretoria to Durban. She prepares scones for her trip using a recipe with ingredients and quantities for 8 scones as shown below. Ingredients for scones. So you can see the ingredients for scones. You can just pause the video and look them closely. What is the total amount of flour and butter in kg? So this is 1.1. What is the total amount of flour and butter? Flour and butter. So what do? We have to first add the flour and butter. 360 plus 90 then is equals to 450. Divide by 1000 to convert it into kg. Then the answer is 0.45 kg. I'm sure all of you will get this one right. Express the butter to flour as a ratio in a simplified form. So it is very easy. You simply say 90 then dots, then 360. Okay, this is how you write the ratio. It's a very straightforward, or 1 to 4. It's either 90 to 360 and 1 to 4. You write like that. It's just a simple thing. So how do we get the 1 to 4? From those who don't know, how do we get that one? 1 to 4. How do we get 1 to 4? We simply divided. The 4 we divided. We simply said 360 divided by 90, then we got the 4. Then we said 1 to 4. And we simply said 360 divided by 90 and 90 divided by 90, which is 1. Then we said 1 to 4. That's the answer. I hope you guys can understand. Write down the total number of teaspoons, baking powder, and salt to the nearest whole number. Okay. Let's look at the this thing here. These ingredients. Today we are baking these ingredients. So we have to write down the total number of teaspoons, baking powder, and salt to the nearest whole number. So we can say 0.5 plus 5. We add them first, and then we get 5.5. Then the answer is equals to 6. This is the nearest whole number. 1.1.4. Write down the total preparation and baking time in hours. Okay, you can see note preparation time 12 minutes, baking time is 15 minutes. So this is what we do. 12 plus 15 is 27 minutes. Then we divide by 60. Then is 60 is the hour, is the minutes. We all know that 60 minutes makes 1 hour. So it's equals to 0.45 hours. Right? Not right. In fact, it's going to determine the amount of butter required to make 24 scones. This is 1.1.5. The amount of butter. So let's go, guys. How much the amount of butter? 1.1.5. Amount of butter to make 24 scones. Okay, to make 24 scones, we going to need obviously butter is 90 gram. 90 gram. I almost said kg is 90 gram. So to make 24 scones, we have to say 24 multiplied by 90. That means it's 24 scones multiplied by 90 butter. So 24 multiplied by 90, because there are 24 scones. If there were 50 scones, we were going to say 50 multiplied by 90. But now there are 24 scones. We are saying 24 multiply by 90. It's very important that you guys read the questions carefully or read the statements carefully in Mathslit, because if you don't read the statements carefully in Mathslit, you're going to be misled. So 24 multiplied by 90, which is equals to 2160. then we divide by 8, we divide by 8, we divide by 8, and then it's 270 gram butter. Why do we divide by 8? Why do we divide by 8? Why do we divide by 8? So here's the tricky part, guys. That's why I say if you don't read the questions in Mathslate, you're going to be misled, or you will say you don't understand. Read this statement here that I made in blue. I hope you guys can see the screen. Mavis is traveling from Pretoria to Durban. She prepares scones for her trip using a recipe with ingredients and quantities for 8 scones as shown below. So all of this, let me make it blue. All of this can make 8 scones. All of this 360 gram flour, 90 gram butter, 5 teaspoons of baking powder, they make 8 scones. So we divide by 8. We divide by 8. That simply means I could summarize by saying the 90 gram butter, it makes 8 scones. The 90 gram butter. I hope you guys can hear me carefully. The 90 gram butter makes 8 scones. The 90 gram butter. So here we have like 2160 gram of butter. We divide it by 8. By 8 to check. We divide it by 8 to check how much butter do we need. So after we divide by 8, we're going to get 270 gram butter. That simply means if we have 270 gram of butter, we can make 24 scones. I hope you guys can understand. We can make 24 scones. As the question says, determine the amount of butter required to make 24 scones. So first of all, we say 24 multiplied by 90. We multiply these grams. We say 24 multiplied by 90, which is the scones. Then we got 2160. Then we divide by 8 scones. And the answer is 270 gram butter, because the 90 gram butter can make 8 scones. That's why we divide by 8 scones. The 90 gram of butter can make 8 scones. So if we wanted to make 24 scones, we can just we need only 270 gram of butter, not 2160, guys. You only need 270 gram of butter. So I hope you guys can understand. Now we are going to 2.2. Not 2.2, actually it's 1.2. Below is a map showing the route between Pretoria and Durban. Answer the question based on the map below. Alright, you can see the map, guys. I hope you guys can see the map. And if you have any question, just ask on the comments. Just ask on the comment. I'll try my best to answer all of you. Okay, guys. 1.2.1. Name the towns between Harrismith and Pretoria on the entry road. So just by looking at the map, you can just name them. It's Heidelberg and also Villiers. 1.2.2. How many national roads are on the map? How many national roads are on the map? It's only 3. You just look at the map, guys. It's only 3. I hope you guys can see the map. Let me zoom. I hope you guys can see the map. And then 1.2.3. What is the main difference between this map and other kinds of map? It is not drawing to scale. Alright. 1.2.4. What is a distance between Villiers and Pietermaritzburg in kilometers? Alright. We have to check the map, and then we say 440. You look at the map, guys, so that you can get the answer. The distance between Villiers, you look at Villiers, where is Villiers? And then Pietermaritzburg, and then you look at Pietermaritzburg. So the distance is 440 minus 69, and then it's equals to 371 kilometers. That's it. So now we are going to question 2. question 2, guys. We are going to question 2. The distance map below is showing distances in kilometers between some towns and gates at the Kruger National Park. Answer the questions based on the distance map below. So you can just check the map, guys, and I hope the map is visible. What is the difference between Tanzania and Johannesburg? I don't know whether I'm pronouncing the word right. So guys, check the map and you will see the difference. Check the map. I cannot make it blue, unfortunately, but you can check the map. Where is Tanzania? Just check it where it is, and also Johannesburg. I've already found them. Just check them. All right. The distance between the two is actually 417 kilometers, and you can say 417 kilometers multiplied by 1000, which is 4000, which is 417,000. That's it, not 4,000, 417,000. So remember, the question says, what is the distance in meters between Tanzania and Johannesburg? So they want it in meters, not in kilometers. So the distance is 417 kilometers, and then you convert the 417 kilometers into meters by multiplying by 1000. Then the answer is 417,000. That's it. It's just simple. You just look at the map, guys. This is just simple. You look at the map. There's no excuse that you don't see the map. You look at the map of Tanzania, and then not the map of Tanzania. You just look at the column of Tanzania, and then you check where is Johannesburg, and then you find it 417. 2.1.2. Mr. Smith claims that the difference in the distance between Malelane Gate and Palabora Gate and the distance between Crocodile Bridge Gate and Kruger Gate is 180 kilometers. With calculation, prove whether his statement is valid or not. Okay, this is 5 marks. Doesn't mean it's long. So look at the map again and pause the video. Malelane and Palabora equals to 274 kilometers. Crocodile and Kruger equals to 94 kilometers. Difference. Now we are just trying to find the difference. 274 kilometers minus 94 kilometers is 180 kilometers. The statement is valid. Done. 2.1.3. What is the shortest distance shown in this map in kilometers? Okay, shortest distance is 14 kilometers. Annexure A represents the two oceans half marathon route with which is a distance of 21.1 kilometers. So I will show the annexure on the screen, guys. I'll show the annexure on the screen. I hope you guys can see the annexure. And I just can't put all of the things in the screens, but I hope you guys can see the annexure. Okay, 2.2.1. Okay. We use the annexure to answer the questions, by the way. If Kenilworth is south from Claremont, what is the compass direction from Deep River to Claremont? What is the compass direction? What is the compass direction, guys? It's south. You have to get this one right. No excuse. 2.2.2. One of the marathon runners claims that the refreshment stations are 2 times the number of medical stations. With calculation, prove whether his statement or this statement is valid or not. Okay, we're proving this statement. Okay, medical is equals to 4, refreshment is equals to 7. Then we say 4 multiplied by 2 equals to 8. The statement is not valid. Remember, the question says the runners claim, or I would say the runner claims that the refreshment stations are 2 times the number of medical stations. Doesn't mean that 2 times. That simply means if the medical station is about 5, or let me say 5, I will make an example, 5 kilometers, then that simply means the refreshment has to be 10 kilometers, 2 times more. So as you can see the question, I will read the question again. One of the marathon runners claims that the refreshment stations are 2 times the number of medical stations. With calculations, prove whether the statement is valid or not. So here the medical is 4 times. That is 4, not 4 times, guys. It's 4. Let's say it's 4 kilometers. I'm making an example. It's 4 kilometers away. This is an example, by the way. If it's 4 kilometers away, then the refreshment is 7 kilometers away. So we have to multiply 4 multiplied by 2 is equals to 8. That is a 2 times. And then the statement is not valid because he said that the refreshment is actually 8 times according to his statement if you summarize his statement. I hope you guys can understand. It's a very clear thing, a very clear question. If you just read the question, you'll understand. If you don't read the question properly, you won't understand. 2.2.3, identify on the elevation map which are the highest points in kilometers. Okay, 12.5 kilometers and 15 kilometers, those ones. Okay. 2.2.4, one marathon runner completed the marathon in 3 hours 45 minutes. Calculate his run rate in kilometers per hour. Give your answer rounded to 2 decimal places. Okay, 3 hours 45 minutes equals to 3.75 hours. Okay, then we are saying we have to calculate his run rate in kilometers per hour, and yeah, give your answer rounded to 2 decimal places. Then we say 21 divide 21 comma, not divide, 21.1, and then stroke 3.75, and then the answer is 5.62, all these numbers, and then we round off to the nearest 2 decimal, or we round off not to the nearest, we round off to 2 decimal places, and then is 5.63 kilometers an hour. All right, so where do we get the 21.1? The 21.1, we get it there on top. I will put the annexure on the screen, guys, so that you can see the annexure by yourself, and I will make sure I put it on the screen. You can see there on top of the annexure there's a half marathon, 21.1 kilometers. That's the marathon. The marathon is 21.1 kilometers, so that's why we use the 21.1 kilometers. And the stroke means divide. We divide it by hours, and then we get 5.62, and then we round off, which is 5.63. So I hope you guys can understand. First of all, we made 3 hours 45 minutes, and then we convert it and said 3.75 hours. 3.75 hours, and then we said 21.1, which is the marathon, and then we divide by 3.75, and then the answer is equals to 5.62, and then we round off, which is 5.63. And why do we say or why do we use the 3.75? We just converted, guys. You just convert the hours, the minutes, not the hours. You convert the minutes into hours. We only need hours. That's why we said 3.75 hours. We converted 3 hours 45 minutes into 3.75 hours. So you just convert and then you start calculating. So I hope you guys can understand. Okay, guys, this is question 3, and I will try to be more quick on question 3 so that I wouldn't make the video to be very long. So listen very carefully, guys, so that you may understand. 3.1, netball is a popular sport in almost all schools in the Eastern Cape. It is also an international sport, and South Africa will be hosting the Netball World Cup tournament in July 2023. Below is a netball court with dimensions. The center circle has a diameter of 0.9. And by the way, guys, before I go to question 3, I have to cover this up. In 2.2.4, I might have made a mistake. So the answer is 3 hours 45 minutes equals to 3.75. Yes. And 21.1, we do not multiply, we divide. 21.1 divide by 3.75. Then that stroke means divide by 3.75, then the answer is 5.62. Then we round off, which is 5.63, and then we go to question. The answer is still the same. It's just that I think I might have said some wrong things. So let's go. 3.1.1, determine the parameter of the netball court in meters. So you can see here the netball court, there's 10,167. Not 10,000 actually, guys. This is not 10,000. This is 10,167. This is 10,167 meters. Most of you will say it's 10,000. It will confuse you. This is 10,167. Okay, 10,167 multiplied by 3. Why do we multiply by 3? Because there are 3 of them then. Then the answer is 30,51. 30,501. 30,501. Then we say parameter equals to 30,501 plus 30,501. Why do we say plus 30,501? Where do we get the other one? Because there are two lengths. Remember, guys, there are two lengths. There's 2 sides here. The first side, and then there's a second side below. All of you can see that, and I hope all of you can see the screen. And then plus 5, not 5, plus 15,25, which is the side, and plus 15,25. Remember, guys, there are also 2 sides. There's 15,25, the other side, which is the left side, and then the right side, there's 15,25 when you combine these numbers. So the answer is 91,502. 3.1.2, radius. Calculate the radius of the center circle in centimeters cm if its diameter is 0,9. Okay, we say 0,9 divided by 2. Why do we divide by 2? Remember, guys, it says calculate the radius of the center circle in centimeters if its diameter is 0,9 meters. So why do we divide by 2? You can pause the video and check why do we divide by 2. Remember that the diameter is half the radius. We only need the radius, which is the half diameter. It's half diameter. So if the diameter is 20, that means the radius is 10. So it has to be half. So divide by 2, then is 0,45. Then we convert it and say multiply by 100, then is 45 centimeters. Then now we are going to the hardest one, which is 3.1.3. Calculate the area of the whole court excluding the 2 goal circles, semicircles, and the center circles in M2. You may use the following formula. Okay. Area of the rectangle, length multiplied by width. 30,501 multiplied by 15,25. Then the answer is 45, not 45, it's 465,14025. Guys, I'm about to say the answers to be very short, and I will say them. I will not say the full amount. That's what I'm trying to say, because there are long amounts here. So I will just say 465,14. I'll just round off. So where do we get the length? The length is just straightforward. We just take the length on top here, which is 30,501, and then we take the width, which is 15,25. Then the answer is there. Then area of the circle is 3,142 multiplied by 0,45, which is the radius, multiplied by 0,45 again, and then the answer is 0,63. And then we are going to area of 2 goal circles, which is semicircles, 3,142, which is pi, multiplied by 4,9, which are the circles. You can see the circles on the screen, guys. On the netball court, these are the circles. You can see the circles on the netball court. I hope everybody can see the circles on the netball court if this is a netball court. So 4,9, there are 2 circles there, multiplied by 4,9, then the answer is 75,43. Then we calculate and say area 465,14 minus 0,63 minus 75,43. Then the answer is 389,06. Then we round off and say 389,06 M2. 3.1.4. As I've said, guys, this is not going to be long. In school, there are 2 netball courts, each with a surface of 465,14 m2, which need to be painted using water-resistant non-slip paint. 2 coats of paint is needed, and 1 liter of paint covers 8 m squared. Calculate how many tins of paint will be needed if the paint is sold in 20 liters. So guys, you can pause the video. You can try to read it for yourself first. So let's go. In a school, there are 2 netball courts. 2 netball courts. Okay. Each with a surface of 465,14. Okay, we're going to say total area is 465,14 multiplied by 2, which is equals to 930,28. And then we're saying 2 coats of paint is needed, and 1 liter of paint covers 8 m squared. Covers 8 m squared. And then we say number of liters equals to 930,28 divided by 8 equals to 116,285. And then we're going to say calculate many liters, or not many liters, in fact calculate how many tins of paint will be needed if the paint is sold in 20 liter tins. Number of tins equals to 116,285 divided by 20. Divide by 20, this is a liter tins. And then it's equals to 5,81 multiplied by 2. Why do we multiply by 2? Because there are 2 courts. Remember guys, if you read the first question, there are 2 netball courts. In fact, yes, we multiply by 2 because there are 2 netball courts. And by the way, at the total area is 465,14 multiplied by 2 because there are 2 netball courts, if I didn't mention that. So here we say 5,81 multiplied by 2 because there are 2 netball courts. Don't forget guys, you have to read the question carefully to understand maths lit. And then equals to 11,62. Then there are 12 tins. We'll just round off. Okay, we are going to the tricky one now guys. Paint costs 1,500 per 20 liter tin. VAT included. Labor for painting is 150 per hour, and part of it, this painter finishes the job in 23,5 hours. We can say it's 24 hours. We can just round off and say in 24 hours. The sports master of this school claims that 15,000 will be enough to cover all the painting costs. Verify with calculation whether his claim is valid. So you can pause the video guys and try to do it for yourself first. I'm just going to be doing the job here. Alright. Paint equals to 1,500 multiplied by 12. Where do we get the 12? We just say 24 hours divided by 2, then we got the 12. So that simply means we require 10 liters per hour. I could say by that, according to my calculations. It makes sense. We require 10 liters per hour. So 1,500 multiplied by 12 equals to 18,000 rand. Then we say labor 24. 24 is the 24 hours, guys. We just round off, as I said, round off 24 hours multiplied by 150. Remember that the labor for painting is 150 per hour. Multiplied by 150 equals to 3,600. Then we say total 18,000 rand plus 3,600 equals to 21,600. Statement is not valid. Remember that the sports master of the school claims that 15,000 will be enough. It's not enough. So we are going to 3.2.1. Okay guys, as you can see, the questions are really long here. A professional netball match is divided into 4 quarters of 15 minutes each. There is a 4-minute interval between quarter 1 and 2, and another 4-minute interval between quarter 3 and 4. There is an additional halftime interval of 12 minutes between quarter 2 and 3. If a match starts at 8:30, at what time will this match finish? So let's go. You can pause the video and read it for yourself. 3.2.1, 15 minutes, which is multiplied by 4. A professional netball match is divided into 4 quarters and 15 minutes each. There is 4 minutes interval. That's why we multiply by 4. That simply means 15 multiplied by 4 is 60. And then we continue question. The question, guys. Interval between quarter 1 and 2, and another 4 minutes interval between quarter 3 and 4. There are 2 quarters here. 4 multiplied by 2 equals to 8. Okay, there is an additional half time interval of 12 minutes between quarter 2 and 3. Okay, total equals to 60 plus 8 plus the 12 minutes equals to 80. The answer is 80. Then we say 830 plus 80 equals to 950, which is 10 minutes to 10. Remember that if a match starts at 8:30. At what time will this match finish? It will finish at 9:50. And then what is the probability of a netball player playing a triangular quarter of the netball court? This is just 0. It's 0. Question 4, we're gonna need an annexure. I'm gonna show it on the screen, guys. I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna see it on the screen. The most important thing is to see these answers here, and I hope everybody can see them. I just hope everybody can see them. I'll just show the annexure, guys. I hope you can see the annexure on the screen and you can memorize it. 4.1.1, name the 2 oceans on the map: Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean. 4.1.2, what type of the scale is shown on the map is Pascal. 4.1.3, use the scale to calculate the actual distance in kilometers between Bloemfontein and Messina to the nearest kilometer. 2.3 cm equals to 250 km, which is down below. There's a 250 km in the annexure. And then 8.6 cm equals to 250 multiplied by 8.6 divide by 2.3, then it equals to 935 km. 4.1.4, what is the probability as a percentage of being a country which is neither South Africa nor Lesotho from all the countries in the map? Okay, we're gonna say 5/7 multiplied by 100, then it equals to 71.43%. I'm sure all of you know the probability, guys. You know the probability, all of you. I'm sure all of you know the probability. But if you don't know the probability, you can just comment down below. And I hope you guys have seen the annexure and it's going to be straightforward for you. 4.2, a family from Bloemfontein visit Messina. They leave Bloemfontein at 7:45, driving at an average speed of 110 km per hour. On their way, they have two breaks of 35 minutes each. Calculate at what time will they arrive at the destination or at their destination. Okay, guys, this is very, very long. Distance equals to speed multiplied by time. All of you know that. 935. This is the distance. It's 935. So let's go. 935 equals to 110. Remember, the 935, we already calculated it, guys, on 4.1.3. Equals to 110 multiplied by time. Do we have the time? We don't have the time, so we just swap. Time equals to 935 divided by 110. Then we find the answer, which is about 8.5. Then we just round off, and we don't actually round off. We convert it and say 8 hours 30 minutes. 8 hours 30 minutes plus 70 minutes. Where do we get the 70 minutes? These are the two breaks we took. Remember that on their way they have two breaks of 35 minutes. So 35 plus 35 is 70 minutes. Then we plus, and then the answer is 8 hours 100 minutes. Then plus 7 hours 45 minutes. Where do we get the 7 hours 45 minutes? Remember that they leave Bloemfontein at 7:45, driving at an average speed. So they leave Bloemfontein at 7:45. So we just have to add the 7:45. Then it's equals to 15 hours 145 minutes. Then we just convert it into time. You just convert it into time. As simple as that. You just convert it, which is 5:25. This is 5. We can say 25 minutes past 5, which is 17:25. Okay, 4.3.1. We say you can just read this thing, guys. You just pause the video and read it. I read it already. 4.3.1, in most areas people use water tanks to collect rainwater. Mr. Smith has a water tank which is 1200 mm high with a volume of 730 million, not 30, guys, 713,453,940 mm. Show how this volume was calculated if this tank has a diameter of 870 mm. Say, okay, we say 3,142. Where do we get the 3,142? Come on, guys, you can think. This is pi, guys. This is in fact, they already told us that you may use the formula, which is volume 3,142 multiplied by radius, which is 2 times. You see the square there, which is 2, the small 2 there, and then multiply by height, by height. They already told us how to calculate, so there's no excuse. 3,142 and then multiply by the radius. Where do we get the radius? We simply say 870 divide by 2. Then we get 435. This is the radius. Remember that the diameter, the radius is half the diameter. So if the diameter is 20, that means the radius is 10. If the diameter is 50, that means the radius is 25. So here they say we have to use two radius. So we say 435 multiplied by 435 multiplied by 1200, which is the height. Then the answer is 713,453,940. Okay. 4.3.2, convert the volume of the tank to liters. Round your answer to the nearest liter. Given 1 liter equals to 1 million. Okay. We simply put that 713,453,940 divided by 1 million, then it equals to 713,45394, which is 713 liters. 713 liters. 713 liters. Okay. This is very simple. 4.3.3. What is the diameter of the tank in inches if 1 inch is 2,54? Give your answer rounded off to 2 decimal. Okay. 870 mm, we convert. This is 87 centimeters. We just convert. Then 87 cm. Remember, guys, if we deal with cm, we have to convert, guys. You cannot multiply or divide the cm with milliliters. You cannot do that. You have to convert first and start dealing and start calculating. So you have to say, I would say you have to multiply centimeters by centimeters or milliliters by milliliters. So you can't just confuse both. So 87 divided by 2,54, then the answer is 34,25. Remember that what is the diameter of the tank in inches? In inches. If 1 inch is equals to 2,54 centimeter, give your answer rounded off to 2 decimals. So we just say, most of the people forget to convert. Remember, guys, when they say deal with centimeters, you have to convert. If maybe your number is in milliliters, you have to convert. So we converted and say 87 centimeters divide by 2,54, and then the answer is 34,25 inches. So guys, this is it. This is all you need to know, and I hope you guys understand. If you have any questions, just comment down below. No problem. You can just comment down below. I will answer. I will try my best to answer, and we will discuss on how we got the answers. So guys, make sure you subscribe, you like the video, you share the video. Peace.